What's up, guys? Troysicle here, and we're back with another playthrough. And if you could guess from the title of this video, you know exactly what it is. We are finally playing Sonic X Shadow Generations. And by finally, I mean this game's been out for like almost a freaking year at this point. That's what happens when you take a little unexpected vacay. But I thank you all for joining me. We are going to do a new game. I only briefly tried this out on this console. I just said like twice. This is a commemorative moment in history for this channel because this is the first playthrough that I have done or am doing on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm sure many of y'all are like, well, why are you playing this version? Because there's plenty of other versions out there. Well, I wanted to try it out, get a good look-see for myself, and I want to hit that buzz bomber. I don't care about my time. You guys know that I'm pretty stubborn when there's something that I want. Ugh, come on, Sonic. You're supposed to be the fastest thing alive. Yeah, you guys know if I want to do something, I'll be pretty stubborn about it. But, yeah, I wanted to see if this measures up to the other versions of the game. Other than, obviously, the Switch version, which like the regular first Switch version. Which I did try that out. I mean, the only thing with that version was, I mean, it didn't look horrible or anything. Like, the picture looked a little fuzzy, but it was like the most notable difference is it pretty much both Sonic and Shadow Generations ran at about 30 FPS, and probably like the textures looked a little worse. I mean, there's not much worse it could look on a game that's pretty much at this point like 15 years old, 14 years old. The Shadow Generations definitely looked a little worse, but it still, like, wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. And as you saw, yes, I was using the Sonic Jam skin because that skin is awesome. Oh, and the other thing probably going through most of your minds is, well, why did you buy this? So, when I saw the Switch 2 was coming out and this game was announced, and they announced they weren't doing an upgrade path, at first I was pretty mad, because it's like, come on, Sega, like, come on.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And I was tempted to not even buy this thing, like, there's a game key card and all that, but then, like, I traded in my Switch version of this game, because that's the version that I bought, and I told myself, you know what, I'm just gonna get it. It'll be the best way to play this game on the go, and, you know, have it in my pocket, and it'll look good, it'll run good, just be freaking happy with it. You're a Sonic fan, this is the hell that you chose. I'm sure we've all been there. How many Sonic fans out there own like 20 copies of Sonic 1? So if I'm gonna cry and complain about this, then I should just cry and complain about every time I have to rebuy a Sonic game. This is just the most egregious, and I will not argue with anybody online that says that it's BS and that they're not buying the game because of it. I just compulsively wanted the best version of this game, in my opinion. A version of this game that, from what I've seen from my comparisons, looks on par with about the Xbox Series S version, can run at 60 FPS. That's good for me. I'll take that. So, well, it runs like that without losing a lot of graphical fidelity, which, that's really what I want, is 60 FPS, and the game did not look like mud, like the Sonic Frontiers Switch version did. And as for why we're playing this, Because this game is freaking awesome. So there's other games on the docket here. Like I'm going to be replaying some games. But for now, we are going to be doing this. Oof, rough start. Getting the hang of the controls again. I go through this awkward thing with this game where I am so used to the original controls, but they reverted it. I shouldn't say reverted. They default the controls to the newer playstyle introduced in Frontiers. So I'll go to like press what I think is the boost button, but then it's not. And then you can. So there is the option, if it is what you so desire, to you can revert the controls to their original layout, which is like the boost is the X or Y button depending on what platform you're playing on. The problem with that though is that when you go to play Shadow Frontiers, the option goes away. Holy crap. Yeah, when I got my Switch too, I got the Pro Controller, and oh my gosh, this freaking thing vibrates like a freaking massage chair. Just gonna, yeah. Oof. So far, I am not doing too good, but that's kind of been how this has been going with my, even with my test playthrough. I was missing some jumps and stuff. Couldn't tell you like what it is. I'll just deal. So anyway, this is like a really fun game. A lot of people say that like the Shadow Edition makes this definitively the best 3D Sonic game. We'll have to see that for ourselves. I mean, spoiler alert, I've pretty much played through this whole game, so I already know how good this is. But now we can experience it together. And I did go through, for the sake of this playthrough, I have gone through and gotten the deluxe edition DLC. So we're gonna have I shouldn't say episode Shadow, that's Sonic Forces. We're gonna have like the Sonic movie pack, so we'll get to play through that level and everything in one playthrough. I am not gonna do like 100% collectibles. Like this isn't gonna be a 100% red ring guide or anything like that. There's not really like a big incentive except for getting like extra stuff, like extra collectibles like music and art. Like you're not blocked by not having enough red rings to pursue the game, but we'll get through a decent amount of like the missions and stuff, and you know, whatever red rings or chow are also collectible in this that we see, we're gonna collect when we see them. And that actually brings me to the next thing. For this game, like the big differences between this and the original is that they added the chow. The chow don't do a damn thing. All the chow really do is give you something extra to look at on the main HUD here. So don't worry too much about collecting the chow. Let's see here. We'll switch over to Classic and start with him. So if you don't see any chow, it's fine. Or if you don't get all the chow, it's fine. It's pretty much like you're hunting them for bragging rights. Oh, there's a red ring. And I just narrowly avoided the goop. Good for me. How did that dash panel not immediately activate? And I just did not see that at all. Okay, so I know I went out of my way with the Astrobot playthrough of getting all, like, well, as many bots as I possibly could in game, but long-time viewers of the channel now, I'm not always a 100%er. It always factors in, like, the amount of time I want to put into a playthrough, you know, whether I just... what's the best way to experience a game for me. And some games just aren't always worth 100%ing. And I'm not saying this game's like, you know, like all the missions and all the red rings and collectibles you get for them and the chow, like, it's not worth it or not worth your time. It's just, for me personally, with my playstyle, like, I kind of just like to get moving. Like, even when I play classic Sonic games, like, collecting all the Chaos Emeralds just makes me feel like I'm holding myself up. Because I'll literally spend, like, 20 plus minutes, like, exploring different sections of a level. Like, especially, like, Sonic 3. That's, like, the most, probably where I'm the most notorious with getting to special stages, because I will literally just look everywhere. It was the same thing with Sonic Superstars when that came out a couple years ago. I had to search every nook and cranny, and I couldn't be stopped. Just nothing you could do is convince me to just, you know, move on. I know there's one, I forget the name of the level. It was like a sandy level. I don't want to get into it too much because, you know, we're obviously playing a completely different Sonic game, but, you know, just... There's like I can't think of the name of it right now. You know, it's so forgettable anyway. But I was like driving myself insane, like constantly replaying this level just to have the privilege of beating the special stage and getting the Chaos Emerald. So that's how crazy I will drive myself. So take the high path. Well, luckily this is a game where that's not how you get Chaos Emeralds, so it's not as big of an issue here. And I completely somehow missed that red ring. Oops. Ooh, okay. Let's do that again. What the hell? Again! Alright, we made it. I had to drive myself insane. Now, I'll give you guys, since we're here, a little history lesson for me of this game. It took me years to get this game and play it. This is like my... what was it, the White Whale? Yeah, it's called the White Whale. Oh, I missed the red ring. Because I did not grow up with a 360 or a PS3. I had Sonic Generations on the 3DS, but I'd always hear from videos online that it's not the same. It's not as good. So, like, you know, for years I was like, you know, whatever, like, I get the, you know, at least I have some version of the game. But, you know, then finally, you know, I graduated high school and started working and getting money of my own. And one of the first things I did was, when I had the cash, I got an Xbox 360. And, like, the first game I bought for that 360 was this game. And I had so much fun. Now, I did come close to getting the game around the time it launched. I got a laptop, like... no, I don't want to say around the time it launched. It was like a year after it launched. I got, like, a little shitty laptop for Christmas one year. And I didn't know anything about PCs back then. So, you know, I gave Steam a shot. And I tried. I tried so hard to run this game, and my little laptop that could just could not. Just could not do it. So, I remember trying to run Green Hill Zone, and the game just pretty much just it was like a slideshow. This is like a little like $200-300 laptop. It wasn't built for this. It had like 4 gigabytes of RAM, no graphics card, like nothing. But damn, I tried. I really did. I tried.
We'll figure it out later. Our friends come first.
So yeah, that was the 3DS, and then a really bad attempt at playing the PC version of this game were my attempts at trying to actually play it until I got that 360. And then this is like the first game that I actually sat and played through and finished. And I was so happy. I also got Sonic 06, which I no longer have. Just because I wanted to experience how bad it was. Oh yeah, this is another thing. In the original game, Sonic doesn't talk.
Wonderful.
Well, he talks, but not in these cutscenes. So they actually they rewrote a lot of dialogue for this version of the game, and I don't know, you either like it or you hate it. It's pretty harmless to me. Like it's there. It's not hurting anything. Some people don't like the rewrites. They think it kind of like ruins the original tone of the game, but I'm kind of the camp that just didn't think that there was much to ruin to begin with. Like, no disrespect to like the writers of the Sonic series when Sonic Generations came out. They're the writers that actually did what was it, Happy Tree Friends? Like, they did the best they could with what they were given, but at the time, like, it wasn't a good fit. And I have no idea who that is. I really need to turn those notifications off. I have like people that I added on here like when I got my first Switch like years ago randomly. I just don't remember them. But if you're watching, I'm sorry. It's not everybody on my friends list. There's obviously like people I know. But for the life of me now, I just can't remember some of these people. Ah! Okay. It also doesn't help that it was like 8 years ago. Alright, we're moving. But yeah, I don't think that the dialogue changes are anything to scoff at. I think it would have been funnier though if they made classic Sonic talk and finally gave him Julia White. Or who is the actor from like the Sonic OVA? Martin Short. I think his name was Martin Short. Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't die. Not dying is good. Okay, is that a cloud? Yes, it's a cloud I can ride. Boop. Okay. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? I didn't realize I was supposed to turn in the same direction at the... Ah! I thought I could just hold right. It let me hold right this time, damn it. I wonder if it was a glitch. This game is glazing. Well, I'm not getting an S rank. That's for sure. I'll take an A. An A is still good. I mean, I guess I should expect that. Even, like, because they didn't really change much in this game other than the updated controls and the 60 FPS. So there's probably still jank from when the game initially released. I remember even playing this on the 360. There'd be like a little glitch or hiccup every now and again. Now, I do believe this game on the Switch 2 does run in 4K. I have to test it out, but as you all know, I have a tendency, and I just missed a red ring, you have to go to the absolute left ring. So there's 3 rings here, you had to go to that one when it was the red rings to get the red ring. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. This game, I do believe, runs in 4K on the... If you have a 4K TV. My monitor's in 1080p, and I record in 1080p for the YouTube channel. Because I'm just out here doing nice things like that. Oh, come on. Well, I'm not getting that red ring either. I know I could have gotten that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this... I feel like this runs in 4K. Because I was playing on a 4K TV when I did my testing. And the game looked really good. So don't mind any of the 1080p-ishness you see. You will see a resolution dump, or dip, I should say, during the shadow generations, but that is because I'm going to prioritize performance over fidelity. Because I would rather play a Sonic game at 60 FPS than I would have a Sonic game look really good. I just fucked myself up. I'm late enough in the video, I can curse, right? There we go. So that's how you get that red ring. I can at least help you guys with that. Ow! Just so y'all know, that one was intentional. Just that one. Because I think that's funny as hell. Now, the screw-ups I'm doing right now, not so much. Every time I boost, man, this controller. Oh, you know what? This is a Switch 2 video, technically. So, I can talk about the Switch 2 a little bit if you guys would like. I mean, I don't know how many people are having trouble finding one right now. This is being recorded a few days after launch. So, I actually got to do a midnight launch. I have never done a midnight launch for a console game. Or not a console game, a console, ever. Never got to as a kid. Just never had the chance as an adult. So, I was able to get funds together and everything, and GameStop was advertising like their extra units and giving people an opportunity to pre-order. So I went and sat in the pre-order queue. I was there from like 7 to 3. I took a day off for it because I had a little vacation time. Just a little. And I snagged one. It was a very long day. But from playing the Switch 2 the past few days, it's been a lot of fun. I think that the performance on a lot of games, like not even just the advertised, Switch 2 editions of games, but the just general Switch games, there's been a lot of performance improvements. And a lot of them have taken me by surprise. Now, some games, I tested some, like Persona 5, they're locked to whatever they were set at on the Switch. They might get a slight resolution bump, but you're not going to get more than 30 FPS out of that game. I usually argue with like RPGs, unless there's like a real-time mechanic that you really don't need more frames, but some games definitely gotten notable improvements. I haven't tested a crap ton of games. Mostly just haven't had time. I've spent a lot of my time since the Switch 2 has come out, like, trying to unlock everything in Mario Kart World, and I've been replaying Breath of the Wild, and now this. So, any time I've spent with other games has been very little, so. But so far, everything's been really good. I even tested out, and I let the developer know on Twitter because he was asking about it, Tori, which I'm sure it's one of my most viewed videos. Some of you know, like, my history with Tori. Love those games. Covered it in a review back when I was doing reviews, and I did a full playthrough. All the Tori games are really good. And it is... Yeah, I just... Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. The Switch 2 games, or the Switch 2 is a very capable console. Even, like, you could probably even tell from this video. It's very good at what it does. It probably will run into the same issues that the original Switch did. That's because the hardware is definitely somewhere between a PS4 Pro and the Series S as far as power. I think it leans more to the Series S, so I think it'll be fine for a while. But I'd say in about 5 years, like, you're going to start having the same complaints that people had about the Switch 1 with the Switch 2. But that's the nature of the beast, man. Especially when Nintendo puts out a console halfway through a hardware generation. Because that was kind of the big problem, was the Switch was between the 8th and the 9th console generation. And so, while the Switch was already using old hardware that was stuck, even upon release, like 6-7 years in the past, it's even, you know, after the new consoles came out, it went back even further. You know, it's, you know, all of a sudden games just, like, you just stop being impressed at a game that runs like a potatoes on a portable console. So I see that happening again with this. It really depends on, like, how the next hardware generation goes. Like, it might not. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. But, yeah, as of right now, this is great. This is, like, better than a Steam Deck, in my opinion. It's more portable than a Steam Deck, too. But, yeah, only time will tell. Things will change. But around launch here, this is great. And when there's more games to play on it, it's going to be even better. I don't know if anybody else has gotten their hands on a Switch 2 yet. I have seen consoles, like, in store, and if you can hear that sound, it's my cat meowing. I know a lot of people are put off by the price and everything. I'm not going to get political here. This is a YouTube channel about a guy playing games. But, you know, if you can snag one, or, you know, if you're a kid and your parents are, you know, thinking of snagging one, I think it's worth it. Oops. Probably use some rings. There we go. Alright, so that's enough Switch 2 BS, because we still got... We got more game. Well, that's not nice. Oh, okay. Cat's in a mood. The cat is putting me off. I don't know why the cat's doing this. Alright, we dodged his attack. I just gotta wait for him to power down. This is one of my favorite rival battles in the game. Mostly just because I just love Metal Sonic as a character. I do think it's funny too that when you have the Sonic Jam skin, it just gonna, like, when you have a cutscene inside of a level, like, it goes from him looking like Sonic Jam Sonic to, like, current modern Sonic. I find it amusing. Just the switch. No pun intended. Let's do an Amy mission.
Whoever finishes first wins. If you run into Amy, you'll be knocked away. Try to avoid hitting her.
How the hell am I supposed to avoid hitting her? You crazy? Alright. So, I didn't talk about this yet, but a big thing with this is progression is locked behind missions. It's not crazy. You know, you don't have to do like every mission to get from one area of the game to the next, but you do have to at least do one in order to unlock a key that gets you to the next area, or keys to get you to the next area. And then you also want to go through and do the rival battles, because those will net you Chaos Emeralds. Because this is during the time period where Chaos Emeralds were kind of locked. Instead of special stages, they were locked to the plot. Which I guess they still are, now that I think about it. Or they're just not used at all. I don't know, it depends. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I guess I don't need to be on this piece of crap anymore. Alright, so, completing missions also nets you a little unlockable. But we mainly only just need this key. Oh, but as for what I was telling you, or not telling you, we're not doing this, but if you wanted to, there's a little pinball game in here. And this was originally, when the game first came out, it was like DLC. I forget it was just something you could just purchase, or if you had to buy the game day one. But it was there. It's just pinball. So if you like Sonic and you like pinball, you get a little bit of casino night. Alright. Now we're going to do the boss fight and clear this whole section here, because this is actually pretty straightforward. First we're going to get treated this little cutscene here. Sonic's going to admire himself in the mirror. Gotta check those sparkly whites, bro. Chili dogs tend to stain the teeth. What's really weird is you see this like mirror area and you just never see it again. Even when the game first came out, I'm like, why are they here? Like, what is the significance of this? Also, I'm gonna say that even with this game running, my Switch has been very quiet. I was expecting the fan to kick on at this point. Maybe it will when, I don't know, Tears of the Kingdom. Whenever I play that. Or Breath of the Wild, because those are bigger games. Oh, I know we're getting back on the topic of the Switch too. If you buy a Switch 2 edition game, I learned this. My concern with buying them was, because it says on the box that it's a Switch edition, or like it's a Switch cartridge with the upgrade pack included. I thought it was going to literally be a black cart with a download code to purchase the Switch 2 edition on the eShop. Well, to download the Switch 2 edition off the eShop. No, it turns out it's the full freaking game. So that eased my fear. Alright. So yeah. This boss fight, just getting back on the topic of... Ow. Yeah, the topic of ow. This boss fight, you pretty much, you kick Eggman in the patootie a few times. Well, that did not work out in my favor. Let's try this again. Hey, I'm over here. Haha, you missed. I'm gonna smack him on the head. And I will say this is a crap ton easier than the original. The original Death Egg Robot scared the crap out of me because you had no rings, and if you did not position your jumps just right, you're screwed. We took this bad boy down. Yeah, that's right. Have a nice little explosion. And he is out of here. That's what you get, Egghead. Oh. Oh no, he's gonna get eaten.
Sonic, save me!
No, Sonic, don't save him. Let him get eaten by the Time Eater. He eats time and middle-aged men. And we have left the gate.
Couldn't have done it
I
better
forgot about this
myself.
cutscene. This is another one. I think when the game came out, people were complaining about the rewrites
Older versions of us,
because the dialogue here is a little different.
places and enemies from our past. We're traveling through time, Sonic.
Which I guess some people like the delivery of the original a little better. Oh, and then people were being like, oh, of course, it's an Ian Flynn script, so he's got to call back to other games.
And
God forbid
drag your friends here.
that people acknowledge things that happen in universe, that there's like a canon.
There it is.
I think it's validating. Anyway, Time Eater's gonna come out and troll us a little bit. And
We need to track it down and fast.
we're gonna try. That thing eats people. And time, apparently. And you want to track it down? Are you insane? Anyway, guys, in the next part, we have a whole another section of game. I'll try to make the next part a little shorter, too. It's a little easier to digest, because I just realized it's like 40 minutes. But if you stuck around the whole time, thank you for joining me. Thank you for helping me get 2 Chaos Emeralds. And thank you for watching. And when I next see you, we will be exploring Radical Highway. But until then, this is Troysicle, signing out.